Hi, I'm Daphne Richards. Our question this week comes from viewer Marc Opperman about the strange growth he recently noticed on his American Beauty rose. The stems on the rose seem to be mashed together, then a single stem splits into multiple ones. If you look closely, you'll see that there are spots where several buds occur in the same location at a single node, rather than being separately spaced out on alternating sides of the stem the way they normally would. Those spaces between alternating buds between nodes are known as internodes. And here the buds are all piled up on top of one another at the same node, so the internodes are virtually non-existent. The lower portion of the stem, before it starts to separate and grow apart, appears somewhat flattened, or at least not cylindrical, the way stems would normally grow. It appears that growth, cell division, is happening, but for some reason separation, cell elongation, is not. In order to explain what's going on here, we need a quick lesson in plant hormones. Cell division in plants occurs only in localized areas called meristems, or what we gardeners refer to as buds. Not only does cell division only occur in these buds, it's actually controlled by them through the influence of the plant hormone auxin. And this effect on plant growth is known as apical dominance. Auxin is produced by the apical bud and sent downward through the plant. The further from the apex, the lower the concentration of auxin, so as the apical bud gets further away, the lateral buds are less influenced by it. Once the apical bud at the tip of the stem gets far enough away, the lateral buds begin cell division and will begin to exert their own apical dominance over any lateral buds that they might create. The apical meristem produces a finite amount of cells, then those cells elongate due to the influence of another plant hormone, gibberellic acid. Each plant species has its own unique pattern of growth or cell division and elongation, which creates a plant's natural habit to be either compact or tall, bushy or more tree-like, or whatever the genetic coding is. But sometimes things happen and that genetic coding gets messed up, which leads us back to Marc's rose. Some type of anomaly has occurred where several buds have formed at the same node and the buds aren't separating. Cell division is on overdrive, but cell elongation isn't happening at all. Something may have slightly damaged the apex and caused this response, or it could be a genetic anomaly that occurred during propagation. As with genetic anomalies in animals, we often aren't sure what causes them in the first place. And once the genetic coding's changed, it rarely reverts back to normal. Usually the new pattern becomes the norm and repeats its season with new growth. Obviously, we're curious what will happen here, and Marc, being a great master naturalist, has offered to let his rose continue to grow rather than prune out the strange growth, so hopefully we'll have an update from him later this spring. Our plant this week is pineapple guava. This evergreen shrub is native to subtropical, higher elevation regions of South America, but it's well adapted to our Central Texas climate. May struggle a bit in the extreme heat of a full-on Texas summer, so plan to water it regularly during the hottest months of the year. Planting in an area with protection from late-day sun would also help. Pineapple guava performs best in well-drained, loamy soil rich in organic matter, but it will tolerate a bit of clay. If left to grow naturally, pineapple guava will grow to about 15, maybe 20 feet tall and just as wide, but you can also train it to be a small tree. It responds very well to pruning, making it a good choice if you're looking to create a hedgerow. The leaves are light green, thick, and somewhat leathery, with soft gray undersides. Flowers are quite striking as well, with just a few pale pink petals, but dozens of long red stamens. The fruit that pineapple guava produces is edible, and if you'd like to produce a nice harvest, you should fertilize the plant in spring and give it plenty of water during the heat of the summer. We'd love to hear from you, so please see us at klru.org/ctg and send us your questions and plants from your garden.